All right, wrestling fans, buckle up, because we are about to take a deep dive into the absolute mayhem that is Me and the Boys Wrestling. Specifically, we're on the road to eve of challengers, and things are already getting pretty wild.
Wild is an understatement.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we've got title shots up for grabs, shocking upsets, and enough drama, honestly, to make your head spin. And to guide us through this craziness, we're breaking down a recent episode of their commentary show, Me and the Boys Wrestling.
Yeah, it gives a backstage pass to all the action, really, an information goldmine.
Exactly. And our job today is to sift through all that chaos and highlight what matters most. So by the end of this deep dive, you'll be totally prepped for Eve of Challengers.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, let's kick things off with the QLW championship scene. Gingras, he pulled off a huge EE upset, winning the 10-man Rumble and earning a title shot against the reigning champ Fitz. Can you believe this guy enters at number 10? And somehow manages to outlast everyone.
Yeah, it was a crazy rumble. But what's really interesting here is that it sets up a really compelling clash of styles. Fitz. He's known for his methodical approach. Real technical wrestler, especially. His submission holds. You know, a true master of wearing down his opponents.
Oh, yeah. Fitz is a submission machine.
Yeah.
But then you've got Gingras, who's all about power and explosiveness. So the big question is, can Gingras' brute strength overcome Fitz's strategy?
It's like the unstoppable force meeting the immovable object.
I love it.
Right.
So how do you see this match playing out?
Well, I think it all comes down to whether Gingras can avoid getting caught in one of those signature submissions. Because Fitz, he'll pick you apart piece by piece.
Oh, he's patient.
Oh, yeah.
But Gingras has that unpredictable element to him.
That's true.
He's a force of nature. Hard to contain.
Hard to contain, exactly.
So if Gingras can stay out of Fitz's clutches and just keep the pressure on, do you think he has a shot at the title?
Oh, absolutely. He's got a real shot. But if Fitz manages to trap him, it could be game over.
Yeah, it'll be a nail-biter for sure. Okay, now let's move on to the Me and the Boys Championship, where things took a very unexpected turn. The six-man Hell in a Cell match to determine the #1 contender ended in a draw.
You heard that right. A draw.
I still can't believe it.
Complete mayhem.
It was insane.
Weapons finishers. Even a guy going through the cage wall.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. It was a wild spectacle.
It was a wild spectacle, but it leaves the Eve of Challengers main event picture completely up in the air.
How do they even resolve this?
Right.
Another match, a tournament. Do they just throw all 6 guys in the ring at Eve of Challengers and let them battle it out?
I have no idea. The writers have definitely thrown us a curveball. It seems like they're intentionally building suspense and keeping us guessing.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Okay, shifting gears to the ladies' championship scene. Elvira emerged victorious from a brutal 8-woman gauntlet match, earning a shot at Lady Strange's title. This match was intense, especially with Veronique bringing a sledgehammer into the mix.
Oh, yeah, that was a wild one. Veronique, she's not messing around.
Not at all.
But, I think that visual really sums up the current state of the women's division. It's fierce, it's competitive, and it's absolutely captivating.
I totally agree. And, Elvira's victory, along with Arai's continued success, suggests that we may be witnessing a power shift
Definitely a power shift.
in the division.
Yeah, what they're calling PP over.
PP over.
It's definitely a trend.
And speaking of Arai, she kept her undefeated streak alive, defeating the incredibly athletic Spectre.
Yeah.
But what happened after the match was almost as interesting as the match itself. Arai just straight up refused to shake Spectre's hand.
Yeah, that was a bold move.
Yeah, it was like ice cold.
Ice cold. But that seemingly small gesture speaks volumes. It hints at a new level of ruthlessness and ambition in Arai. She's not just here to compete, she's here to dominate.
I think you're right. And that could make her a very dangerous contender in the future.
You never know with Arai these days. She's unpredictable.
It's like a switch flipped. She went from this promising newcomer to this ice-cold competitor in the blink of an eye.
It's true.
Definitely something to watch out for as we head towards Eve of Challengers.
Absolutely.
All right, so now let's talk about a result that nobody saw coming. Donald Trump actually defeated RJ the Terrible.
What?
I know, it's crazy. And it wasn't even close. It was over in a flash.
Even the referee seemed taken aback by it.
Oh, the ref looked like he didn't even want to count the pin. Definitely some questionable officiating going on there, which makes me think is a rematch on the horizon.
Oh, I think so. I mean, the controversy alone would be enough to justify it.
Right.
Especially given Trump's, let's say, polarizing personality.
Yeah, it would be a surefire way to draw eyes to Me and the Boys Wrestling, regardless of people's political leanings.
Exactly.
All right, so speaking of drawing eyes, let's talk about the tag team division. The Jungle Boys continue to dominate, easily taking down Skeletor and Juggernaut. And with the tag team tournament coming up, they seem like the clear favorites to win it all.
Oh, they're a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, they are.
Their teamwork, it's a sight to behold.
It really is. But, before we go any further,
Mm-hmm.
we need to talk about the sinister Ryan Key.
Ah, yes, a sinister one.
He emerged victorious from a brutal 3X ambulance match against Dablock. And let me tell you, this match was absolute carnage.
Yeah, Key's a tough one to put down.
Tough as nails.
Yeah.
And this victory sets up a very interesting showdown for the King of the Ring. But hold on. Before we crown Key King just yet, we've got to address the elephant in the room. Remember how main event Frenchie dethroned King Robertson in a loser leave town match?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Well,
Things got a little complicated.
to say the least. Because Frank Weiser decided to get involved.
Which changes everything.
Exactly. Because now Frenchie is pulling double duty at Eve of Challengers match.
Wow.
The stakes couldn't be higher.
It's an unexpected turn of events. And it throws the whole King of the Ring picture into chaos.
Chaos. I love it.
We'll have to dive deeper into the implications of this a little bit later.
Absolutely. We've got a lot more to unpack. But first, we need to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this. Talk about a tangled web we're weaving here in Me and the Boys Wrestling. And right at the center of it all is main event Frenchie.
I know, right? Double duty at Eve of Challengers. That's a tall order for anyone.
It is.
I'm really curious to see how this plays out.
And let's not forget the wild card in all of this, Frank Weiser.
Oh, yeah, good point.
His interference in that loser leaves town match suggests he's not done with Me and the Boys Wrestling just yet.
You think we could see him and Frenchie reunite as a tag team for the upcoming tournament?
It's definitely a possibility. Oh, man. That would be incredible to see them team up again. They were forced to be reckoned with back in the day.
They were a dominant force.
But even if they don't officially reunite, I have a feeling Weiser's going to be lurking in the shadows, ready to help Frenchie if needed.
Oh, for sure. He's not going to let Frenchie go it alone. Speaking of the tag team tournament, we were discussing some potential contenders.
Yeah, the Jungle Boys are undoubtedly the favorites.
But
the drama.
the drama is built in.
I love it. Okay, so let's not forget about teams like The Block and DUI. They might have struggled in the 3X ambulance match, but they're both incredibly talented wrestlers individually.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about that.
Maybe they just need a bit more experience as a team to really hit their stride.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a while for a tag team to gel and develop that crucial synergy.
It's like a dance.
It is.
They have to learn each other's moves.
Exactly. But when it clicks, it can be magical to watch.
It really can.
And I think the Block and DUI, they have the potential to be something special.
Okay, so here's an idea that might seem a little out there.
I'm back.
I think they could really surprise some people in the tournament.
Now, that's an interesting thought. Hunter's Mustache is a bit of an enigma, isn't he? He just keeps racking up wins. But we're still waiting to see his full potential unleashed.
Yeah, he's a mystery wrapped in a riddle.
Exactly.
Maybe the tag team tournament is where he finally breaks out. That could be. And I have a feeling we haven't seen the last of the Stroop either.
Oh, the Stroop.
That near interruption during Hunter S. Mustache's match suggests there's some unfinished business there.
Oh, yeah. The Stroop always has a plan.
What if the Stroop targets the tag team division as a way to get back at Hunter S. Mustache?
It wouldn't surprise me. The Stroop is as cunning as he is. Colorful.
And he's definitely got his sights set on causing chaos wherever he goes.
Chaos is his middle name.
It really is. Speaking of chaos, we can't forget about the mastermind lurking behind the scenes. DMP.
Ah, yes, the Puppet Master.
He might not be competing in the ring, but he's always pulling the strings, manipulating events to his advantage.
You always got a plan.
He does. And, I'm fascinated by how his mentorship program has been playing out. It seems like every wrestler he tries to take under his wing ends up worse off than before.
Yeah, his track record is pretty dismal.
It's not great.
But that hasn't stopped him from recruiting new talent.
No, he's like a magnet for these young wrestlers.
He's got this almost cult-like following,
Yeah.
with wrestlers drawn to his promises of power and success.
But at what cost? I'm starting to think DMP's mentorship is more about feeding his own ego than genuinely helping his protégés.
Yeah, it's all about control for DMP.
He thrives on manipulating others,
Oh.
on controlling their destinies.
It's a dangerous game.
It is.
And it raises the question, will his actions ultimately lead to his downfall?
Ooh, good question.
Will his manipulations backfire? Will his protégés eventually turn on him?
It's like a ticking time bomb. He keeps pushing people, testing their limits, and I have a feeling it's only a matter of time before someone snaps,
Mm.
and the consequences are going to be explosive.
It's going to be a wild ride, that's for sure. But it's these complex characters and intricate storylines that make Me and the Boys Wrestling so captivating.
It's true.
We're never quite sure what's going to happen next, and that keeps us coming back for more.
Absolutely. And as we head towards Eve of Challengers, I have a feeling that DMP's manipulations are going to play a huge role in how the events unfold.
Oh, I agree. It's like he's weaving a web, and we're all caught in it.
We are all caught in his web. We've talked a lot about the individual players, but there's something else that's been on my mind. The overall tone of Me and the Boys Wrestling lately.
Oh, what do you mean?
It feels like the lines between heroes and villains are becoming increasingly blurred. Like take Arai, for example. Is she a villain for being ambitious and ruthless? Or is she simply determined to succeed, even if it means breaking a few unwritten rules?
That's a good question. I think you're onto something. It's a reflection of the complexities of real life, where people aren't always easily categorized as good or bad.
Right, it's not black and white.
Not at all. And I think that makes the characters and storylines in Me and the Boys Wrestling all the more compelling.
It's challenging us to question our assumptions about these wrestlers. We're constantly being forced to reevaluate who we're rooting for and who we're rooting against.
It's a masterclass in storytelling by creating characters with complex motivations and ambiguous morality. The writers are keeping us on the edge of our seats.
And that's what makes it so exciting. We're not just watching matches. We're invested in these characters and their journeys. We're experiencing the highs and lows right along with them.
It's that emotional connection that sets Me and the Boys Wrestling apart.
Right.
It's not just about brute force and athleticism. It's about the human drama that unfolds both inside and outside the ring.
And with Eve of Challengers right around the corner, I have a feeling that drama is about to reach a fever pitch. So much is at stake. Titles, destinies, legacies.
It's going to be epic.
Okay, so let's take a deep breath, gather our thoughts, and dive into that final stretch of our deep dive into the world of Me and the Boys Wrestling. Okay, now let's talk about Elvira and her match against Lady Strange for the Ladies' Championship. Elvira's been on a tear lately,
She has.
but Lady Strange is a seasoned veteran.
Oh, yeah, she's a tough one to beat.
She knows how to handle pressure.
Exactly.
So how do you see this match playing out?
Well, I think Elvira's biggest challenge is going to be finding a way to disrupt Lady Strange's game plan. Lady Strange is a master strategist in the ring.
Oh, she's got a counter for everything?
Exactly. And she's faced and overcome every challenge imaginable in her career.
So Elvira needs to bring her A game.
She does. If she
Plus-
wants to dethrone the champ.
And we can't forget about Arai, still undefeated, lurking in the shadows.
Oh, yeah. Arai is a wild card.
I wouldn't be surprised if she made a play for the title soon, even if it means going through her former friend Spectre.
That handshake snub was definitely a message.
He was ice cold.
Ice cold.
It seems like Arai is willing to do whatever it takes to reach the top.
It's all about ambition for Arai, and she's not afraid to step on a few toes along the way.
Okay, so moving on to the King of the Ring situation. Main event Frenchie is facing the sinister Ryan Key for the crown. But he's also got that casket match. Talk about high stakes.
It's a lot of pressure for Frenchie. So
It
how do
is.
you think Frenchie's going to handle this?
Well, I think it's going to come down to his mental game. Can he stay focused? Can he compartmentalize?
Yeah, can't let Robertson get in his head.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And we can't forget about Frank Weiser.
Oh, yeah, good point.
He might be injured, but that doesn't mean he can't influence the outcome of these matches.
He could be pulling strings behind the scenes.
Oh, absolutely. Weiser's a master manipulator.
I wouldn't put it past him.
And then there's the tag team tournament, which is shaping up to be an absolute free-for-all.
I know, right? The Jungle Boys are the favorites.
Yeah, they're definitely the team to beat.
But we've got some intriguing potential matchups brewing.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
A possible Frenchie and Weiser reunion.
That would be
Right,
epic.
Spectre.
Another wild card.
The block and DUI.
The underdogs.
Feels like anything could happen in this tournament.
Anything goes.
And of course, we can't forget about the mastermind lurking in the shadows. DMP.
Ah, yes, DMP. He's like a chess player, moving pieces around the board.
And we're all pawns in his game.
He's always several steps ahead.
DMP's influence is everywhere. He's constantly trying to manipulate situations to his advantage.
And it often backfires.
It does.
But that doesn't stop him from trying.
He's relentless.
Absolutely.
It's almost like he's orchestrating this grand spectacle.
And we're just along for the ride.
With Eve of Challengers right around the corner, it feels like the entire Me and the Boys Wrestling universe is on the verge of a seismic shift.
It does.
Championships are up for grabs. Alliances are shifting. New stars are rising.
It's a wild time to be a fan.
It is. So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with this thought. Eve of Challengers isn't just a wrestling event. It's a culmination of weeks of storytelling, character development, and dramatic tension.
It's a night where legends are made.
Yeah, exactly. So buckle up, wrestling fans. Eve of Challengers is about to explode onto the scene, and it's going to be a wild ride. We'll be back soon with another deep dive into the world of professional wrestling. Until then, keep your eyes on the ring.